Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. If Scorpio is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Scorpio, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And, Hanged Man. Interesting. I feel like we are kind of suspended right now, right? We are unsure of what decision to make going forward. Okay, so let's put this into some context though before we get too deep into it. Yeah, there's that mental energy. Oh, but I see it looks to me like it's going to be clearing up, you know. I think we are contemplating some changes in our life. I feel like we're trying to kind of maybe see what the future is going to be like, but we're having a difficult time seeing things clearly, right? Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. And this is just the Smith Way Tarot. We're going to select one random card. We'll put Mr. Ed right there on top. Now that card, we're not going to look at it until the end. Hopefully it will tie everything together, give us the confirmation that we need. And we're also going to do something a little interactive. So if at any point during the reading you get an idea of what that card is, if it starts to seem clear to you, leave a comment in the comment section. Okay, put your answer in there. If you don't want to play along, that's fine. I'm thinking that we can collectively raise our vibrations, that we can collectively tap into our intuition, and over time we'll get better and better at discerning that mystery card. Okay? So anytime during the reading, otherwise at the end we'll have a moment of stillness where we can all try to connect and give our answers and keep going, right? But first, let's look at what we have overview here. We have Major Arcana. Major Arcana. Oh, got to ring the bell. This is your power card. This is that death energy. This is the Scorpio card, right? Anytime we get a power card here, we're going to start ringing this bell, okay? I didn't want to ring it too loud because I don't know how that's going to really sound over the video, but I think it's very important. I think this is also interesting in the position that it's in, because this is the position of timing. This is the position of the environment. This is the position really of our relationships with the environment. It's time for us to really start expressing our true self. See, this represents, I don't know if you're watching this for your sun sign, your moon, or your rising sign. But let's say this is your solar placement, okay? This is your true self, right? This is you fully activating, well, whatever planet you're talking about, right? If this is your sun or your moon, if it's your rising sign, it's time for you to manifest this Scorpio energy in your life, in the environment, for you to express it, for you to live it, for you to activate it. This is your power. This is how you achieve your clarity. This is how you move forward in your life right now, is with this Scorpio death energy. Now, you're a Scorpio. You know that this is not an evil card. It has its light and its shadow, as does all of these cards. But for us right now, this is a very, very positive card, okay? We've got three major arcana cards. We have our trinity of major arcana. So Spirit is here. Spirit is involved in this situation with you. We have quite a bit of fire here. We got these, some fire cards. We've got some water here. Definitely some water cards. We have some air. And then, of course, we have our earth energies here. But we're going to start with the Hanged Man, I'd say, because I feel like this is where we are right now at this moment. We're in limbo. We're hanging between two extremes. We are trying to really, we don't know which way is up, right? Is this up? This looks like up, but yet we feel like we're like this. I don't know, maybe sometimes when you're underwater, it's difficult to know where the surface is, right? I mean, you think that you would know, but maybe the water and with our inner ear and our equilibrium gets thrown off and we don't know which way is up sometimes. I feel kind of like that's what's going on. And I feel like we're in these depths and we can't really see the surface. We don't know where to go or what to do right now. We're kind of in limbo, right? And it's interesting to me too that we have fire and water counterpoised at the top and bottom of this Hanged Man energy. It's almost like what should be the surface is kind of dark and cloudy. There's no sun out here, so we can't really just like go looking for the light, right? And think, oh, that ball of light that I see must be the surface, so I'm going to swim that way. Well, there's no sun out here. It's just kind of a gloomy day. We see this light down here at the bottom, this fire, and maybe we think that is the surface, so maybe we're thinking we're going to swim that way, but this seems like it's down further, right? But maybe there's a key in that. Maybe the mystery is here. Because maybe it is that we have to swim a little bit deeper. When I was a kid, I used to have this recurring dream that I was with my mom or whatever. I was like 5. We drove at night all the way to the top of a mountain, right? This really tall hill. And there was a lake there. And I remember I just jumped in the lake. I started swimming. I didn't know how to get out of the water. So I asked my mom, and she said, you got to swim all the way down to the bottom. That's how you get out. Sure enough, I'd swim all the way down, down as deep as I could. Before I knew it, I just kind of like popped out on the other side somewhere, and that's when I woke up. I'd have that dream like every day for weeks. It's really the only dream I remember from my childhood is that one. And I kind of feel like that's what's going on here, is that we have to go as far down as we can to find this light, to find this will, this power, right? This activation. This is real strength. This is our fighting spirit down here, right? And maybe that's what we need. Maybe we need to muster our fighting spirit down here in our unconscious depths. Maybe that's going to help us activate our Scorpio energy. I really do like this death card. The death card here is just, we're going to ring the bell. The death card is just mowing down anything that stands in its way, right? But it does so with calm confidence. Death isn't in a hurry, right? It's going to get to everybody. It just is steady, right? And this is the energy that you need to manifest in your life right now. The slow and steady, almost a ruthlessness, right? But not in a mean way, of course. But anything that doesn't serve you, we need to get rid of it from our lives. We need to say goodbye, right? We need to let go of things that are standing in our way. The same way that death will mow down everything, eventually. That's the only way that we can make progress. It's difficult to see the path before you if it's overgrown with weeds, right? And jungle stuff. If it's just really overgrown, you can't see where you're going, right? We need to cut that down. We need to trim it back a little bit, right? So we can see the path before us. And yeah, it may seem a little harsh. It may seem a little not nice. But you can do it in a gentle way. I think it's your nature to be gentle because we've got this kind of the water energy here. I feel like you're not one to really do things too hastily. We see the Princess of Wands here in the position of what we're trying to avoid, right? We want to avoid impulsive behavior, drama. We want to avoid being unkind or being perceived as harsh, As intense as Scorpio energy is, I feel like it's also very sensitive. And it's because of that sensitivity that Scorpios can kind of sting, right? And we can sting others because we are sensitive individuals. So I feel like this is where we are now. And why are we here? Why are we in this kind of state of uncertainty? Maybe it's a little murky water where we can't really see which way is up and where the surface is or which way to swim. Well, I think it has to do with this Mercury energy. Now, again, every card has light and shadow. Just because this is a magician doesn't mean that it's yay, positive energy. Let's celebrate. Because I think what's going on here is that there's a little bit of the trickster illusionist part of this card. I think that you were misled in your past, probably recently, maybe 4 or 5 months ago, where you perhaps were being made to believe something was true, something was sure, something was guaranteed, and that it wasn't. Maybe the rug out from under you kind of situation. Okay. Mercury Hermes is the Lord of Illusion. It's the Lord of Lies, right? It's kind of the BS generator sometimes. Mercury is the trickster. Likes to laugh at other people's expense. I feel like something rather deceptive happened, you know? And whether this was a work thing, whether it was something spiritually, if it was in a community organization, your friends, your family, your romantic relationship, I don't know. I feel like it has an emotional connection, though. For sure, with the water that we see here, yeah, definitely. But this was a little bit of deception. You were misled somewhere, right? And it could be part of your own mind. Maybe you thought for sure that you were absolutely certain about your way forward, and then something really there was a really big twist, right? And I feel like that has now got us kind of swimming. And these cards don't look too different. If we turn Mercury upside down, it looks very similar to the Hanged Man. You know, I can see a resemblance there. So we don't want to get rid of Mercury. We still need the ability to concentrate and focus. But maybe we're learning a lesson here. Maybe this is us feeling like I was just so gullible. I can't believe that I committed myself to that, or that I believed in that, or that I followed this person or this energy or this idea. Gosh, I'm silly. And we've got an eight of Swords that is kind of doing that. We're staying in the water almost because we don't feel like we deserve to swim to shore or swim to the light, right? So the Eight of Swords. Now, anytime we get a 5, maybe a 7 or an 8 of Swords, I like to pull out an affirmation card. I like to do the language of flowers, and well, there's one right there. Anytime we get that kind of air energy, this one says, Bird of Paradise, self-acceptance. You are so much more. Acceptance, right? And that's what we need right now. Acceptance, love, kindness, forgiveness. Accept that, hey, sometimes we follow a path. We don't always know if it's going to work out. But we have the strength to commit to something and do something, even if it doesn't really work out, even if it wasn't what we thought it was, even if we were fooling ourselves, even if someone was feeding us some wrong information, right? We accept that about life. Trying and failing is better than not trying at all. Yeah, in my opinion, I guess. So, self-acceptance. You are so much more than this error, this mistake, this whatever this situation was. Okay. So we've got to try to get out of this overthinking, because this overthinking, this negative internal dialogue, is keeping us in the hanged man position, right? It's keeping us kind of suffering for the mistake that we've made. If it was your mistake maybe believing in the energy, whatever it was, I don't care. Accept it, let's move on. Okay? Because in the future, if we can do this affirmation thing, if we can find this 5 of Wands, this is our fighting spirit. This is like This is us, instead of just kind of looking at the surface and being kind of sad and just being dejected and a little bit pessimistic and saying, well, you know, I'm just going to count my blessings, cut my losses, and things are going to be all right. No, now we're getting fired up, right? This is our competitive edge. Now we're going to use this, I don't know, maybe it's anger, right? We're going to use this fire to move forward in a productive way, right? We're not just going to get mad and yell. We're going to use it as fuel. We're going to use it as fuel. We have a 9 of Wands in our future. This is real strength. This is you now. You've managed to rearrange the fire and the water, right? Fire and the water, sun and moon. We've now taken what on the surface is just this kind of passive acceptance, the 4 of Cups, just the kind of, I don't even know what word to use to describe this. It's just kind of, it's a little gloomy, right? We're now able to switch this around, right? Because sun and moon, we found the right relationship between these. And yeah, maybe we need to feel this on the surface. Maybe we need to admit, yeah, this feels kind of bad. And, I'm just trying to be okay with things, with what happened. But this is a passive card. This is a state of temporary solidity. Hopefully it's temporary, right? This is us being kind of frozen in this emotion, kind of locked up here. Well, we need to melt that ice cube, right? And we need to get a little mad. And I know a lot of spiritual things say, you shouldn't express your negative emotions. And if you're an angry person, then it just means that you haven't done your spiritual work. But I think as human beings, we've been given a range of emotions for a reason. Okay? So for you to deny either of these, either the water or the fire, I think is going against your nature. I'm not saying you have to be aggressive or violent, by no means. But you don't have to be frozen and passive and stuck in this position either. Okay? So I think we need to acknowledge how we feel. But like the 9 of Wands says, we need to connect with the water and the fire. We need to use these two as fuel for this strength, for this resolve, right? And that might mean that we have to join these together in our conscious awareness, or let them both kind of mix together underneath the surface. Either way, let's connect them so that we can move forward with strength, with resolve, with commitment. This is saying, yeah, I might have been duped once, but I'm going to try again, and I am even stronger and wiser for this experience. I'm not letting it get me down. I'm not letting it kind of keep me frozen in place. I'm using it as strength, as wisdom to continue on my path. So this is the way. This is the way that you're going to see your future. And I think it will become clear which way you're meant to swim. Okay, moving over to the path of the serpent. Now we start with the 2 of Pentacles. This is, the 2 of Pentacles is us changing our perspective a little bit. This is us, see, the 2 of Pentacles, it's about change, right? Black to white, yin, yang. This is really about us, through this bird of paradise, through the self-acceptance. We're taking this hanged man, and let's say we're able to flip these around. We're taking this hanged man, and we're alternating it, just like this, black to white. We're flipping that hanged man around. Now it's no longer a suffering and a punishment. Now it is a triumph and a victory. And it's all about perspective. It's all about this 2 of Pentacles, how we're choosing to deal with this, how we're choosing to look at this. Not as a failure, but as a starting point for strength and success. Now, the 2 of Pentacles is also saying that a lot of things need to change in your life. Not only do we have to flip around our own attitude, our own hanged man energy, we've got to make some changes out here in the world too. Proactive, right? Positive changes. And that is where we ring the bell. That's where we get this death card. This is taking all of this experience and now saying, I'm not going to put up with anything in my life that is holding me down. This is the ability for you to cut through the BS, cut through the weeds, the overgrown jungle that is preventing you from seeing your path. This is you being able to really dissect information and understand the true meaning of things. Right? This is the death card. This is all about cutting down what is frivolous, what is extraneous, and getting to the real kernel of truth of things, so that we're not in this position ever again. You know, somebody comes to you with an idea or with a deal, you're going to analyze it, you're going to dissect it, you're going to just kind of destroy it and see it and put it back together in the right way. Right? You're able to blow something up, you know, when you see an image of a machine or something and it's like expanded, it's like it's blown up, you know, so you can see where all the screws go, and then it comes back together. That's what you're able to do through this Scorpio, this death energy. Right? We're really cutting things down to their essences. And the death card, too, part of this Scorpio work is letting go, not holding on. That's kind of what we were talking about with that Hanged Man. Not to continue punishing yourself for this, just let it go. Whatever this was. We've got to let it go. We've got to move on. Feel how we feel. Use it as fuel, but let it go. Don't keep that Eight of Swords. Don't keep it locked up. Okay? Now, what we are trying to avoid, like we said, is the kind of impulsive harshness that can sometimes, you know, if we do too much of the Five, if we don't temper the Five with the Four of Cups, and we go just into the fire energy, then we end up here with the Princess of Wands, impulsive, kind of mean, overly dramatic, just kind of setting fires everywhere. Not very controlled. This is just kind of a little bit wild, this fire energy. And it's not very productive, right? So that's, I think, why we're trying to avoid this. We're trying to be very mature. We're trying to stay connected, right, above and below, inner and outer, conscious, unconscious, heaven and earth, higher self and personality. We're trying to, be unified and be whole. We're not trying to be all fire, right? Now, the next card is the difficulty. I think that this is a lot of the physical world. It's the Five of Pentacles. And this is usually like a worry, right? It's concern. This is some anxiety. And it's usually because the physical world is uncertain. Things are shifting, right? The ground is not stable, right? It's a Five. It's about motion. And that usually creates some instability, some worry, some anxiety. Oh no, things are happening. I don't know if it's going to be good or bad. I don't know where I should stand. Is it safe here? Is it safe over there? It's uncertain, right? There are variables. But in this instance, I think this is a very good thing. I think this card, to me, it feels anyway, it feels like the pieces of the puzzle are moving around to create the picture that you need to see, right? So things are clearing out. It's almost, it's like in the movie Jim Carrey, Bruce Almighty, right? Where the cars all go like that on the street, you know, to clear a path for him, for the character. And it's kind of like that. It's as if everything is getting out of the way so that you can see, right? It's like all the overgrown jungle. Everything is being kind of cut down and the path is being cleared. But all that stuff needs to move. But you're not anxious about it now because you know that it's your path clearing, right? Because it's your will, it's your intention. You're the one that's doing this. You're making the earth move. You're moving the mountains, right? You're parting the seas, parting the sea of traffic, cars, so that you can see your path. Okay? So this is really your your will, your initiative that's doing this. And that's why it's not creating any anxiety for me. Because it's your choice, right? It's your doing. Let's look at the mystery card now, okay? And this is the point in the reading where we are going to try to collectively raise our vibrations. Thank you, Mr. Ed. We're going to try to tap into our intuition. If you want to play along, you can pause the video, try to connect with these images, with these energies, and let's see if we can discover what this is. Is the vision of your future really clearing? Is your path becoming clear? What do you see in this mystery card? And if you don't want to play along, that's fine too. I'm just going to take a sip of my peach tea. And see what I think this is. I'm going to go with some water energy here. Yeah. We don't have a lot of it. I mean, we have this, but it's not that good. Either that or I want to see some pure fire energy, maybe an ace. Or a 2 or a 3 of wands, I think would be good. I think the water energy. Right? Because it kind of feels like we started with water. We kind of got frozen in this feeling, because of this situation that we were in. But I want to see some real love and pleasure at the end, some real joy happening. I want to see this get corrected. That's what I see. That's the vision that I see on this path, is intense love and joy. So maybe this is more of a family, maybe more of a relationship thing. Could be. I think either a 6 of cups, maybe a 9 of cups here. Let's take a look. Oh, no. 10 of cups, even better. This is the best life. This is the most joy that you could possibly have, right? All of your cups are filled. This is you living your best life and feeling really good about it, right? This is ultimate happiness. This is amazing. And I think this is what you can see beyond the chaos of everything changing now, which is you kind of rearranging the world, right? Moving mountains. This is what you see beyond that. And this is beautiful. This is really, really nice. I love this. Anyway, we're going to do an extended reading. Scorpio, if you want to stick around, click either above or below in the description of the video. New Scorpio readings come out every Wednesday and Sunday at 6 a.m. Chicago time. So subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. All right. I want to thank you for watching this video all the way through until the end. That really does help out the algorithm. And the algorithm kind of determines the fate of this channel. Okay, so it's really important that we try to support the channels that mean the most to us, this one and others, right? Whatever your favorite readers are. Let's support them by watching more than one video, watching all the way through until the end. It is very appreciated. And I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me read for you.